Hello. So this is I'm using the onboard microphone. Sorry about if it sucks. This is a stand-up thing I might be doing. So let's have a go at this. Try 5 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you for you and the comedians that are trying to make you laugh. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now I can tell everyone that I've given the audience a clap. Now, just before we go any further, I just want to say I'm not actually a stand-up comedian. As you can probably gather, I find it very hard to stand up right now. It's not that I'm drunk or anything like that. It's just I found out you can have really too good health insurance. I was in hospital and I'm sure they have this thing where it's like, oh my God, we've got this huge problem. What's that? Well, this guy that came in, yeah, the one that sounds funny, yeah. Well, he has a thing that can clear up in 2 days. But he's got fucking excellent health insurance. I know, let's strap him to the bed, make him paranoid that we're going to kill him, fill him up with fucking morphine until he's almost like an addict, and he has this thing called chronic pain syndrome, where when you blow on his skin, it feels like you're pouring hot water on it. Let his body atrophy, and then throw him out when the insurance refuses to pay anymore. Yep, that's been the last year. Not funny, serious, but beside the point. Okay, that's just me ranting. Yep, I'm not funny either. I'm funny looking, as I found out. And it used to be. I'm trying to think now. There's another thing. I forget things. I've got this spoilt child now in my brain that stands between what I'm actually thinking and what I'm actually trying to say. And it sounds like, no, I'm not telling you what you were thinking about. And but yeah, I've got chronic pain syndrome, which is weird because I used to think chronic pain syndrome was something you say to somebody. Well, like, you got chronic pain syndrome, you're a fucking pain in the ass. Now, I know I got an accent, and people think I don't swear, but I fucking swear like a sailor. Even more now, I've got chronic pain syndrome because it makes you swear. Anyway, where was I? Weird, not funny. Funny looking, there we go. I can never recover from COVID. Now, I'm not talking about the situation where you cough. Very much like your grandmother used to do back when smoking 60 cigarettes an hour was good for you. No, I'm talking about what I like to call meh, the age of meh, as it were. Because we used to work from home. And one day, stood in front of the mirror, holding my razor, looking at all the cracks in the mirror from the times where I woke up way hungover, and looked at myself and then threw whatever I could find at the mirror, going, get the fuck out of here, homeless bastard. Stood there with my razor, thinking, like, why the hell should I bother? No one's going to see me. I work on a computer. And then it extends to, why do I even put clothes on? Why don't I just wear what I wear in bed? And because no one's going to see me, which is really good. But I don't like seeing this thing naked. And I found out neither did my manager or the rest of the team on the Zoom call. So that's where I got fired. But after a while, I thought, dude, it's a fashion statement. It's I like to call it hoboster. It's very similar to hipster, but instead of drinking IPA out of a Kilner jar, listening to vinyl and starting every conversation with, but actually, I tend to drink MD 2020 out of an old Folgers container. I listen to NPR on a beaten up handheld radio and start every sentence with, all things considered. Weird. Weird! That's a weird thing. Has Disney put a patent on weird, the word weird? Because it is weird, because in this country especially, you catch on to things. Like, it used to be, well, I spent all night at home by myself, and then after this movie, everyone's suddenly like, well, I spent my time home alone. And now you got this, and then it was times like where, um, you know, I've got this great idea. Why don't we, the rich people and the poor people and all politics, why don't we just club together and be a happy family? Turn to, oh my God, somebody shot my husband. That was my Kennedy thing. So yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. So memes, there we go. That's a meme thing. I go on this on Fastbjork, as I call it. And I've got these memes, and it's for instance, oh God, what is it? Worst chat up line, right? It's, excuse me, you a dancer? No, why do you ask? Because you remind me of this stripper I saw cracked out behind a dumpster one day. Now, another one that I found, which I actually did, and the woman took too long to actually realise it wasn't a compliment, was this. It's like, excuse me, may I ask, what's such a beautiful woman like you doing in a body like that? Okay, now that's me time. There's a flashing light that tells you got a time. You've got about a minute left, and it's just flashed there. So there's one time I was doing stand up when this end came into my mind. I don't know where it came from, and I hope it wasn't somebody else's material, but it goes as follows, right? And it has two reactions. Usually the guys go, ah, ooh, and the women go, yeah. Right, so here we go. There was this friend of mine. She had a toddler, and she was reading this book on how to bring up toddlers, children stuff. And it said when a child will reach a certain age when they start having temper tantrums. Now, the thing is, says the book, don't cater to the temper tantrums because then what it'll do is imprint on the child's personality. So later on in life, it'll be a disaster. So it doesn't matter if they're kicking, screaming, yelling, or thrashing about. The best thing to do is totally ignore them. And that is exactly how my first child drowned. Thank you so much. 6 minutes, 32 seconds. Meow, meow. Okay, what we're doing now. Oh, press stop. Okay, so that's me stand up. The volume is peaking a little bit, but see what it is. And the website I'm using is YouTube and Trippy Everything. I think they've been there since 2020, so just look up Trippy Everything on the Google Tube, and it plays nice music and has this trippy effect. All right, thank you so much, and have fun. May your bollocks be